Doug and I are on the very steep Missouri Gulch Trail, heading up to climb Belford and Oxford tomorrow. And I don't know how much farther camp is, maybe a mile or so. It's a little after 6 a.m. and we're almost to the top of Belford. And we made it up to the shoulder just in time for the most spectacular sunrise. It's just gorgeous up here. We made it to our first summit and we're heading over to another summit, Oxford. Should take us about 45 minutes to get over there. And then we have to come back to this one.
And the sun is disappearing, as you see from our faces.
It's a little cloudy, but we're gonna go for it. There's not much more to report with my ostomy because at this point it's becoming second nature. I have my systems down pretty well. I use drainable pouches when I'm backpacking and down in camp, and then switch to closed-end pouches on our summit attempt days, and that works really well. And also my system shuts down a little bit when I'm hiking, so I don't have as much output, and so I don't have to empty as frequently. Whee! On top of Oxford. Should I come around one more time? Maybe the other way. Here we are on our third summit of the day. Oh, well, I don't know if this counts because we're just back on Mount Belford, which we have to pass back over to get to camp. A bathroom with a view. I just got done swapping out a closed-end pouch for a fresh one, and very spectacular vista.
Hello. Hello.
Alright, it's morning in camp and it's time to change my appliance. And so I've eaten some marshmallows, which helps slow down my output before I do that. Not an item I used to bring backpacking, but they work really well for me. Also have my Econ Seal in my pocket. It's a chilly morning and I want to get that warm before I put it on. And then I have all my gear set up on a rack, my paper towels and scissors and pouches and everything. I also have some water in my portable kitchen sink to clean off my stoma. And then you have to find the most scenic spot too. So I'm set up right above what we've called Pica Town, because there's lots of little picas scurrying around getting ready for winter by collecting lots of vegetation to put in their dens. And that way if I get held up in my change, I can at least watch the picas. The change went flawlessly out here. Eating the marshmallows really helps for me. I eat about 5 of them 10 minutes before my change, and that's key to not getting output coming out while I'm changing. And so I packed up all my garbage, and it's only about this big. And I'm set to go for the rest of my adventure. We're hiking out under gorgeous conditions on our third day, and we summited Belford and Oxford yesterday. And you can see Belford right behind me, as well as the route which switchbacks all the way up that ridge. And then Oxford is behind it, you can't see that one. We just got out of the wilderness from our 3-day backpack trip, which included climbs of Mount Belford and Oxford, making that our 6th 14ers this summer. And as I mentioned before, everything with my ostomy went great. Usually with each trip there's something I learned though, and for this trip it was to stay hydrated. This has been our warmest weather trip so far, and even though I drank 3 quarts on the hike in, which took us about 2 hours, I still got to camp pretty dehydrated and was headachy and nauseous and had to drink a bunch of water. So I'm still learning exactly how much water I need, so I upped that a little bit on the rest of the trip and did fine. It's great to be out here, and I'm looking forward to our 7-day trip coming up in several weeks. So one more really important thing. Your stoma gave you your life back, and it's like, what's in it for me? I spent all this time in a pouch. So the least you can do when you're changing out in the wilderness is to give your stoma a chance to take in the view. It'd be better roasted.